Hello friend, and welcome back to my little advent calendar, my Shimmer drops. This is day 2 and I got my beautiful Glacier Shimmer Watercolour. That's what it's called. So it's very exciting. I'm also just going to put a little drop of water on there to activate the paint, and whilst I wait for that, I'm going to grab my Celtic Tree Language cards and vibe a card to paint the symbol onto my butterfly, and it's spindle today. So first off, I'm going to make my lovely little paint swatch. And you're really looking for a lovely creamy consistency with the paint. And I do make another little swatch there that's a bit sort of like lighter, not as heavy, to see what the paper looks like underneath it. This one's really pretty, I love that. And now it's time for me to vibe a colour for the wings. I'm immediately thinking orange, but I did orange and blue yesterday, so I was thinking maybe pink, but I ended up going with purple, and I chose Rose of Ultramarine, which does have a pink undertone to it. And whilst I paint my little wings, I will talk a little bit about the spindle card. And it says, this Om card has a double nature conveyed not only by the spindle tree, but additionally by the element thunder, which is an alternative name for the letter. Together they give meaning sweetness, delight, and sudden intelligence. The hardwood of the spindle tree was used in the making of pegs, bobbins, and spindles, hence its common name. It is a delicate and small tree with smooth grey bark and tiny white flowers. Bright crimson, deeply lobed fruits on slender stems show it at its most attractive and vibrant in the autumn hedgerows. Thunder and its companion lightning bring the strong white light, the momentary flash that reveals the best in everybody. So as you can see, I'm just laying down some water with some colour, and I'm dropping in little bits of the Rose of Ultramarine in some places, and I end up removing some of the paint, use a dry brush to take up some of that water, because it ends up being quite a lot and it takes a bit to dry. And this also goes on to say, on your spiritual journey, true delight comes by completing the tasks you are presented with, to the very utmost of your abilities without evasion, aided by the illumination that reveals your best. Acting not solely from obligation and coercion, or with the expectation of reward, but purely because you know you must. The greatest happiness from within will be yours, and will have been worked for and earned. And we sort of take that from yesterday, where I was saying done is better. And then you can go into, well, what is my best? Well, you know what is my best? Done is my best. here you'll see me putting down some orangey pink. I didn't like that. It's really vibing not the orange. So I ended up finding that I think that's a quinacridone pink or red. And then I'm just going in to make the antennae and things like that. I think for now, completion is my best. Actually finishing something, actually finishing a task is the reward, not what the expectation might be the outcome. It's actually just the completion of it. I think about the 24 colours that I've got open, that I'm opening, and I think about the 24 days and how we're moving, and I start getting a little bit anxious. And if I end up just bringing it back to the enjoyment of what I love and checking out every day with my little hour of paint and then maybe 2 hours of editing, depending on how good I am at it. Oh look, this is my script liner brush that I just brought. Very excited about this one because I do believe it will help me with my metallics and shimmers and the linings that I do with my butterflies. So here I've just sped this up, and you'll see I'm just having a practice with it to see where we can get it to. Again, you really want creamy consistency, you want a really lovely flow. It's really important if you are practicing watercolours to play, because that's where we learn. When we're all nice and relaxed and having fun, that's where we make mistakes and we learn. And finding out, like deliberately using too much water and deliberately using not enough water to see how the paint works on the paper, it is invaluable, right? Because you want too much water at the beginning. I wanted a lot to move the paint around, and then you want to take it away, and here you want to have a certain consistency to get the right flow of that paint. So it's all about play, friends, and practice. And I was finding here, just exactly like yesterday, that I really want to make sure I outline the paint, not paint onto the paint or onto the edges of the butterfly wings, because I find it gives a better shimmer. It highlights it better. The blue comes out from the white instead of the purple, and that's really lovely. One of the best things about painting on paper is that you can actually move the paper, and you'll see me move it here in a minute. Which is so much easier than painting a child's face, because those wriggly little cherubs make it very difficult to paint anything nice on their faces sometimes. It's just got to let it go. I found when I got a really nice consistency that was perhaps a bit runnier, it made it a bit thicker, but it also gave it some really nice flow with the paint. Here I am just doing the lines on the butterfly wings, and I just have to say that it's so much nicer than using the number 1 Winsor & Newton that I was using the other day. Yesterday. The other day. Twisting it around and having fun and not getting too caught up in the details. Just trying to have fun and flow and practice. Here you'll notice that I flicked those wings, those lines out upwards, and here I drag them downwards, and that is so frustrating to me. However, done is better. All is well. And I'm just about finished here, and I start drawing on the spindle symbol onto the middle of the butterfly. Lovely little mishap there. It's all good. I end up wiping that away. Do hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me. And tomorrow we'll be ready for day 3. Let's see if I can get around to that. A day at a time, right? Just doing the final touches there. I hope you've had fun. Thanks, friends. See you tomorrow.